about public and private schools and education. And we have to find out the difference between both educational systems or a lot of things we can talk about this different topic.
Teach. I understand, teacher. Is very interference.
In my case, a lot noise, so I can hear you as well. I don't know if Arled or I don't know a lot a lot noise.
But can you hear me?
Yes,
The
I
problem
can.
is yes,
Yes, I can.
my internet. Please share your microphone, Khaled, because I can hear a very nice environment.
I can hear very interference.
But I can hear you well.
I
Please turn your microphone off, and
I don't know. I don't know. Is my microphone?
I believe it is your microphone. Please shake it.
I believe that's it.
But I can hear you well. Don't worry about it. Try to avoid the noise. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me, Arlit?
Yes, teacher. Can.
Okay, it was telling me that we're going to talk about difference between public and private educational system in schools. So I just sent a video by Skype. Yes, I was sharing with you a video where we can find a lot of information. We have to take into account this short video, but this is very useful because it has a lot of important information about this topic. Have you watched the video? Or no?
Teacher, in the Finnish part, I don't understand. In the
About the
Finnish
video?
part, you say me, I don't understand.
Okay, I'm going to write the question in the chat, but please take your microphone again because I can hear very nice impediment. Have you watched the video? I was sharing with you a video today uh, with some differences between public and private school in education. So, Emmanuel, what about this video? Did you understand something about this video?
Okay, teacher. Uh, I really I don't see the video because when you sent me the video, I was working. When I came from my house, that was so late to do it, and I have to rest. And right now I'm seeing on the Skype, and I could see the link, but I have some ideas about private education and public education.
Mm-hmm. But okay, don't worry about it. Now, Arlid, did you see
Teacher,
the video?
I don't, I, come on. I don't know the video. I don't know the video. I don't
You don't.
know it's speaking me. Uh,
Okay. 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 Tomar about it, I'm going to think about it. So,
O sea, no,
uh,
no me di por enterada de, no, no doy para decir eso, pero no me di por enterada de este video. O sea, no, no, de verdad.
you can find
No sé
it.
qué pasó, pero no.
Try to use your English all the time. We're going to share more because I know you can have a view or a perspective about this topic, right? But what is the idea? We are going to talk about different subtopics like educational system, assessment system, or evaluation system, and we're going to talk about, for example, some facts that influence in the choosing of a public or a private school. In this case, for example, the money, yes, or the academical level. It's an important thing that we have to take into account. But it's very important that you give me please your views about the difference between both, right? Why do you think about we can start about, talking about public education or public schools? What do you think about it?
¿Cuál
What
is
is it?
the difference? Yes?
Yes, we are going to try to find the differences between both, but together.
Okay. Okay. In the public school, here the
Sorry.
mm, here the overcrowding um, because here very much children. Um, well, in the private school, the education is more personality. The children are few or little. The education, the public education is more flexible. The class are few due to the the doesn't stop for something can be that no 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 I because they don't know pay or because they want some prevent. The private school the manager is the other part. Here more rules. Here more um, rules that they the most um, they the most complete in education the public education on in Colombia is very uh, in my opinion is very bad. I think to make much health of government uh, more is do missing a strategy for health the children for they are the learning many, um, and they are prepared to the future. Is very much the difference in both public versus private.
Okay, we have to take into account that as teachers we can improve step by step education because we know right now it's all in the hands of government. But we have to work together with the teachers in order to get more resources, right? Better tools to teach different classrooms, especially in that place where the students student is not participating at any class. It's very important to recognize the four places around our country where, for example, we can find poor publishing, right? Very important to think about them and give them an opportunity to learn, to access a school, to access any class, yes, maybe an informal class, but they need to learn. They need to activity, right? You're right. We have to take into account, moreover, in this case, different situations that you have talked about. For example, government, the socioeconomic situation, and perhaps here in Colombia, it's a problem that we can find in the educational environment because the management of resource is not adequate to all sectors. So step by step we can improve it, right? Uh, I would like to share with you my opinion about it, yeah, because I believe it's very important. Um, for example, when only public sector was privileged in the economy, yes, at present, many countries have adopted the policy of privatization, right? Through which private sector is also gaining importance. For the progress and development of any country, both sectors, right, private and public, it must go hand in hand, as only one sector can't lead the country in the path of success. Yes, we're talking about the educational success. The private sector comprises of business which is owned, managed, and controlled by individuals, right, in the private education. But if we talk about the public sector, we can comprise various business enterprises owned and managed by government. So organizations are either wholly, for example, partly owned by the center or under the separate ministry. Yes, because we have to take into account moreover the ministry on our lands that the compromise from our schools, our different schools. Some of the public sector organizations are set up by the special act of, in this case, parliament. And it's a problem that we can find in our country, unfortunately, because, uh, like I told you, the resource management is not well done, right? But we have to take into account, moreover, another facts, another aspects. In this case, we can talk about, for example, in evaluation system or also teachers. Yes, uh, how do you feel better? Working in a private school or working in a public school, and why? What do you consider is the difference of working in some of these places, right? So I would like to know, Marcela, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Marcela, I was sharing with you a video by Skype. Have you watched the video?
No, teacher.
Okay. This video means uh, some differences between public and private school and education. Yes, and the most relevant situation from the video is the money, yes, aspect. The money aspect, especially when we talk about private schools, because as we know, sometimes in a private school we can find a lot of better conditions, right? But there are others that they're not. For example, when students perhaps has money and it can pay all of classes, yes, or particular classes, extra classes, and perhaps she or he has a bad level. It's a difference because they can pay for that. Yes, Eh, I consider, or I would consider that this situation will not be able in our country, but it's a real situation that we are living. Yes. So, Marcela, do you consider
Yes.
any difference between public and private school from your own opinion?
My opinion about the public versus private uh, education. Yes, teacher. This is the topic about this night. Mm, okay. My opinion about this topic is the um, okay. My opinion about this topic is um, in Colombia, country, the children are um,
It's happening. Are you Marcela?
yes, teacher.
Hey, you can continue if you want.
Okay. My opinion about the education for the public versus private are the children uh, have a better education in a private in a private.
Continue, please. Oh,
Okay,
some
teacher.
things I don't know.
For me, the children receive a better education in private institutes because the teachers are better prepared or yes,
Yes.
better prepared because they are a better economic incentive.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, and this permit develop or
teach the child or the children, excuse me,
Should
uh, I think this topic that the difference at education in public institutes, the teachers um, the teachers uh, is less prepared because um, because they are less prepared, and the
and
government or the um, in the is institutes or schools uh, page to for to job less um, diner no the less um,
principal,
money. I teacher.
we're talking about the causes. Try to get the word. Really,
The causes about the best education in a private or versus public institutions.
if you can talk about what worry you can prepare your explanation. You can take some minutes if you want.
Mm,
So don't worry. I'm going to continue with Emmanuel, right? Emmanuel, can you hear me? Have you solved your problems with the connection? Emmanuel, I believe he doesn't. Okay, I'm going to continue with you guys, with you girls. So, one of the most important differences or relevant information about the difference between both kind of educational systems consists in how large are the class size. For example, why is this important? Because the class size in urban public schools can be as large as maybe 25 or 30 students or more, even more, right? While most private schools keep their class size closer to an average of 10 to 15, for example, or 20 students, depending on the different school. Yes, and it's very important to recognize this difference because it can be a very useful tool for all the teachers, right? It's easier working with less students than working in a public school because sometimes they can't understand. Yes, because if you're explaining to 20 students, perhaps you have a lot of students uh, running a lot, jumping around the class, and interrupting allow your class, your explanation, and it's not very useful for you, right, as a teacher. But when you can control all of your students, moreover, we have to take into account all tools in a funny way, right? It's very important. So, But what do you think and what do you consider should be large or the class size? For example, I would like or I consider uh, good a good class maybe has 20 students. And why? Do you consider else they can comprehension better than if they are working in a small group or great group? What do you think about it? Emmanuel, can you hear me? I don't know if you're solving your trouble with the internet or
Yes, I can
yes.
hear you. Yes.
Okay. Okay, Emmanuel, how large are the class sizes? Do you consider they are on a standard to prepare also teachers or no?
Okay. That's a good question because normally a teacher in my in my case here in Santa Marta in public institution we are having in I don't know 35 or 40 students per classroom.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so normally there's a lot of students. And 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I had the chance to work in a private school. Per classroom, I had 25 students around, and that was a better experience than 40 in 35 students. So I consider that in a place where we can get into 20 students is better for the improvement of the language because a teacher will be able to transmit their knowledge without problems into a classroom.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're right. I consider when you were working with a big group, perhaps they can't understand a lot. Yes, because while you're explaining a group of, for example, 20 students, the other 20 are talking, are playing, are distracted, and it's very unfortunate for our class because perhaps we'll have to repeat our class.
Yeah, and in my opinion, I think that both private school and public school are teachers have the same knowledge or same ability to transmit their teaching for the student because uh, all of them have patience for a university, and all of them have the vocation for do that beautiful process. But I think that the influence of a public and a private school is the society, the economic, and family. Family most of all, because in a private school, parents, while you were talking with Marcela and Arle, I was hearing listening the video, public and private school, and that video show how parents pay attention more than a public education because they are paying for something. They send
Exactly.
they send their children for a good education. They are paying for something. In a public school, if parents are not paying for something, so it's easier for them to leave their children for older parents, for yeah the student or the teacher, and let them yeah you have to learn for something. And they don't pay attention for the children, the education of the children. So
Yes,
it's a
you're
good
right.
it's a good point of view. Normally, when I had the chance to be a teacher in a private school, fathers, parents all the time were beside me. Hey, how's going on my children? How's going on with this one? What is the task that you are going to send them? And that was like, my gosh! And always they told me, I am paying for something, and you have to respond for this one. And that was a good, a hard pressure in that school. And that time I just has a bilingual technical, so I decided to study bachelor degree. That was in 2 years ago. During that time, I understand the process with the parents, how we can talk conversation with them, and but in a public institution, believe me, my mother never go to the school ask for a teacher. Hey, how's going on with my son? Never. And I
Yes,
know, and I know many friends that their parents never go to the school because they don't care about the process learning of their children. So
what about your behavior or any other academic situation? Yes, you're right.
they just want to
Because
hit them when they lose yeah, the process in their school. So that's, we have
yes,
to
they
see
consider
that.
it work. They don't have to take care of you if you're in a public school because they have a free education, right?
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Great part for our conversation.
Thank you.
Okay, Arlet, can you hear me, Arlet?
Yes,
Moving
teacher.
toward.
I can. Yes, teacher.
Okay, Arlet, I would like to know some benefits of working with less students, with a small group, because here we can find a lot of benefits, right? I'm going to cover them.
Excuse me, teacher. Can you repeat me, please?
Some some benefits of working with small groups or less students.
I don't work in teacher.
But what would you consider are the benefits
No.
of working with less students? About
Mm,
the future view of as a teacher.
I don't working as a teacher. I don't working as a teacher. I have the have
But you,
side.
you,
Mm,
you should take into account.
mm, mm. I have the directing studies with two students.
Yes,
Um, um, but I believe that working what working the what word excuse me what word then is very comfortable, is very wonderful. The benefits is I can practice my English for increasing my level.
yes.
Uh, in this moment, I feel bad in this in this encounter because my level English is very basic. Um, I achieve understand very much theme what you recite, um, but um, I am in study the or no study practicing the speaking all each day excuse me. Uh, um, I think that what the student is or bring very benefits because each day we learn them and learn others strategy for implement for can help develop 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 the 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 education in the children to per me improve my levels and my knowledge because I have shared the other strategy for the student can achieve the goals can learn of for many
Mm-hmm.
um, were a few students. I were a few students. I think we can to make the feedback in the moment or or face to face. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But when we have very much student it's difficult. It's difficult the feedback for all in the moment. Then the student can can be confused they aren't they they uh, can leave the confusion because the teacher I I can attend very much children. If when our field is more easy. It's more easy for teacher.
Mhm. And as a teacher, it's very important, and you're prepared or you're able to attend big or small groups. Yes. At the same time, we have to take into account or be able to attend and teach in adults groups or children groups. It's very important. Thank you very much, Arlette.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay. Marcela, you?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Marcel. Talking about this, do you consider any advantage of working with big or small groups?
Teacher, I don't consider any disadvantage of working with small groups, uh, in my opinion, because is more or very easy working with groups or small groups.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy because the teacher can the possibility the teach or explain to the group small,
Mm-hmm.
and the teacher can explain each student and teach and advance very fast in the topics for teach in his class. Uh, for me is advantage. Uh, advantage have small groups in my work for teach.
Okay, thank you very much. In finishing this encounter, we're going to make an exercise while you have to correct your same mistakes, grammar mistakes, pronunciation mistakes between years, right? But don't worry, I'm going to continue. This comment is in order to you avoid mistakes, right? It doesn't mean that you're wrong. No, it doesn't mean. So I would like to know your opinion, Manuel, about this question. Yes, we are going to talk about any situation. We're going to suppose that you're working with a big group of students, right? What strategical activity will you implement or use to maintain the attention of all the group
For a small group or a
and
big.
a big group?
Okay. There's some studies about the attention of children or teenagers, and these
Mhm.
studies say that for the age of each one of them, they will put attention for you. So teacher have to make so didactic have to be so didactic to keep the attention of each one of them. And normally, when I used to be a work in a private school, I used to put on my speakers and I used to take them karaoke. I always ask for them that they prepare a song for singing in every class. They like it a lot. That's usually was with a 10th grade. 10th grade, can I say that? Décimo grado, 10th
And
grade.
yes,
10th grade, that was the group that I used to have. And they normally they argue with me because they like it and I couldn't put with them all the time this activity. And normally I used to go out with them at the park and I teach them the blue sky, the cloud white, and I used to look for the way to teach them different kind of work with the environment that we are, and
exactly.
that was a good strategy for me, and I think that that was I had a good result for this. And uh, as for a small group, uh, third grade was difficult for me because although they are little child, but they are, I don't know how to explain it. Inquietos, son muy inquietos. They are so, I don't know, energy children. And
Every time.
yeah, all the time teacher, we are going to do this one. No, we can't. We want to do this one. No, we can't. So I normally I used to put on practice the conductist, behaviorist activities. If you give me 5 minutes of your attention, I will give you
A gift.
a candy, yeah. And they always it's like okay, teacher, I will be attending for you because they are spending for something.
and that was something that I used to put on practice with them. And normally
Yes,
what happened that
that's
it,
right.
that was
Especially with small groups of children. When we're working with kids, we can find a lot of the same situations in the classroom. Yes, because moreover, they are all the time paying attention uh, to the outside activities. Yes,
mhm,
they're looking at the window, they're looking at the sky. Yes, but it's very important changing the environment, changing the sceneries, and show our class in a dynamic way.
yeah.
So, if they're funny in our classes, they will prefer it. Yes, participating in our classes.
Mm.
You're right, Emmanuel. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Okay, and Marcela, what do you think about it?
Mm, about uh, this question, um, could you implement with a big group of students?
Yes, repeat.
Mm,
Any activity you can give us an example.
mm, Teacher, I implement the work in a groups. Uh, uh, yes, the work in a groups. Uh, um, Maybe the children uh, are express your feels
Yes,
or um, express your feels or your um, I don't know knowledge, uh, maybe singing and songs or um, uh, dramatic um, um, I don't know, teacher. Um,
forward.
I would like that my students can be express your feels in English. Uh, 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 Maybe they forms a groups um, and they are choose the anything topic uh, and I permit that they are express um, anything um, um, I permit express anything
Ideas, thoughts, maybe.
yes, ideas. Mm, no, teacher, I don't know. I don't um, uh, think this topic. I don't know.
Don't worry.
Okay.
We're about to okay, guys. And talking about the difference between private and public education, and I would like to know if you consider how well does the school prepare students for college or post high school life. Yes, we will talk about educational way in our preparing work For example, when our students want to go to the university, right? If they continue professional studies, right, in different areas. So, Arlet, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher, can hear.
Okay, from your opinion, how well does the school prepare students for a high school or post studies life?
Okay, teacher. I think I think the school prepare a student in a form practical. Today it implement various strategies for what the student can learning in a form meaning uh, that they have many learning um, um, in this moment exists exists subjects that teach at a student um, um, to teams, to reflection, to practice others things that they can develop, they can um, they can deal for leads. For example, um, um, the subject business professorship or the subject project or the subject ambiental project or 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 uh, technician technician in any area that they want specialize um, um, here in Valledupar exists a college uh, that it have the various workshops for the student can choose according your interesting according your abilities um, according your abilities they begin they begin from first year until 11 year grade 11 grade year, excuse me. It's enough for the it's enough for of impulse the student and teach um, and teach and deal this of lead this of leads Also is preparing in the effects and the in the workshop we can choose the the best career for the student for they to study. They explain very much team that they can choose the best option.
Mm-hmm. Right. Very good. I'm going to continue with this is a general question. It will be quite long this question, right? Because sometimes we can repeat some questions and the idea that you don't repeat the situations or the ideas of your mates, right? So this is from your personal opinion. Uh, if you agree or you disagree, you can tell me. Yes? Okay, Emmanuel, or let's begin. Let's
Would you
suppose
like to work with poor
that you work
population?
with a poor population, talking about socioeconomic aspect and why.
Okay. Uh, right now, I'm working in a Christian Foundation. It's a integral center development, and for that reason, I had working with them during 1 year and a half, and all of children there has in a live in a poor situation, in a bad conditional economic, and normally watch them. It's like when you are going at their houses, it's like we don't have enough money, we don't have how to attend you, and they always want to give their best, but they don't have how to respond with them. And when they go at the foundation, we normally give them our best. Also, it's a pedagogical curriculum. In my case, I normally teach them a little thing in English. I know
Why?
the situation in their families is not good because all of them, the majority of them, has a vulnerability, families with a bad condition, uh, familia vulnerables. I don't know how to explain it. And
Yes.
normally they can at this place with many troubles, many problems, and they told me, teacher, I have to do this work, I have to do this task, and when I am teaching them, they show how is the behavior, how they respond, how they are in their houses. uh, when I am working when I am working with them, I think for myself. I like to work here because I know that I can transmit them or change something in their lives. For that reason, I like to work in a this kind of situation. I like so much to work in a work, social work. And for that reason, I would like to have my own foundation. For that reason, because the principal idea is to help the new generation, to help them in all the four area: cognitive, social, emotional, sociality, physical, and spirituality. Eh, because yes, there's work with a large word. And they show us when we have or when I have a children before me with a bad situation, with a feeling broken, a broken feelings, they normally think that they can go to hell in their lives. They say, "What do you want to teach me if my family is like that? What do you want to teach me if my family don't give me books? don't give me love, don't give me something for fight in my life. And change that's mine. It's complicated if you don't want to do it, or if you don't have that vocation in your heart. Because if you don't have that vocation, you say, okay, go ahead, go to the school at the course and wait there. And that's that the I don't know how to say that's all. But if you have the vocation, you try to change that. You every day are looking for the children, and help them. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, how's going on? It doesn't matter how you're living. I'm going to help you because you can do it. And I always transmit my knowledge to them because when I was a child, my family that time had having a it had having a good economic situation. And for me, learn another language was complicated because when I finished my school, my high school, when I went to the university, the first university that I went, it was complicated for me because all the students there have a good knowledge about languages, about other areas. In my case, I was like, oh my gosh, what I want to do here, that's not my place, and I left the university for first
Yeah,
time, my first time.
exactly.
But then I teach them, I encourage to me to go ahead because if I don't know, if I don't do that, nobody go come to my life and tell me I'm going to go ahead for you. No, never going to happen. So you have to pay for your dream. You have to pay for your goal, and it doesn't matter who come to your life and tell you don't know or you can't do that. You always will able to do all the things that you are uh, dream in your head. So I like for that reason I do it.
Listening to your history, interesting history, um, you will have a great experience. I know it with the foundation because you have a good attitude, and I can feel your vocation to this career. Yes, to having to the others, and I can see it. It's a real situation, and sometimes we can find very difficult situations from our students, and sometimes I would like to help them, but perhaps there aren't ways to have them or the best way to have them. Yes, like we would like, but it's very important that from our teaching process we can share our knowledge and show our, in this case, our area, the English area, in
Mhm.
a funny way, in order to, while they're studying, they can forget all problems or they can feel comfortable with us as a teachers, right?
Yeah, I wanted to share something that I lived 2 weeks ago. That situation in that foundation, we had sponsors. They take their children and they send money for the stay of the children in the foundation. Uh,
Yes.
uh, 2 weeks ago, I went to Sincelejo. That was my first time here. Uh,
Uh-huh.
and there I was translating for some sponsor there. And I had the chance to see how an sponsor was with their child, with his her children. Uh, they are in the swimming pool, and
Uh-huh.
the bodyguard told us, go out because we are close the swimming pool. And she said, hey, you can do that because I came from United States to see my children swim for first time in their life, so you can do that. And that woman was crying in front of us. That's like, wow. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like, my gosh. And that girl was swimming there, learning to swim, and that was so excited. It was an emotional moment, and she
Yeah.
was crying. And you
Yes.
see yourself, wow. what I am doing is a good result for help people, for help children, and
Of
that's the
course.
idea to change the mind of our students and to help them to go ahead in their lives. So that's beautiful. I encourage to my peers to go ahead. It doesn't matter how's our learning level in English. The important
Mhm.
here is the attitude to improve, the attitudes to help them in
Exactly.
the most important thing is the vocation for what I am studying. That's
If you
all,
feel
teacher.
comfortable sharing with the others or helping others, you have vocation. You feel comfortable. Yes, and unfortunately, like you told me, in other countries, we can find children that don't know anything about animals, about the environment, about, for example, swimming pool. Yes, and they need a lot of spaces to be a child. Yes, for
Mm-hmm.
living their childhood. Yes, the childhood experience are the best. When you grow up, you will miss all your childhood experiences.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, there was a girl, a little girl that it never their parents never celebrate her birthday, and yeah, she was that was the last year, and she was their birthday was 11 years, and she never goes to the movie to the cinema and never goes
Oh,
to eat an ice cream. So the projects take into the same purpose to celebrate her the birthday. Wow, that child was crying during all day because she never thought to live an experience like that. He was
of course.
to watch a movie, to eat ice cream. That girl did everything in that day. Was we can change. We can change many situations in the students' lives, and I'm a person that think that the education is the most important tool to change environment in our society.
Hmm. Unfortunately, that's a real situation that is living here in
Mm.
Colombia, the poor population.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, Manuel, thank you very much for sharing with us your experiences.
Thank you, teacher,
Okay.
for listening to me.
No, they were comfortable for us. I know it. Okay, Arlet, now I would like to know your opinion about if would you like to work with a poor population and why?
Okay, teacher.
Your activity.
Mm, eh, yes, I would like to work with poor population. Um, um, mm, in fact, I live near the very much poor population near my near my neighborhood is neighborhood in are the other neighborhood that live in in precarious condition. All day I see the very need in others persons in other children. Um, I would like to work with poor population because 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 it will be a way the help them the 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 plant the plant um, um, the plant as seed for that they can feel motivation to your studies for they can advance 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 keep going in not feel they not feel frustrated. I think work with poor population will be very great, very wonderful because this population uh, 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 have a particularity and is that they learn because have the need have the need have the need um, uh, when we don't have the things the old things then with the value uh, anything for more little that with value um will be very uh, very wonderful. I think no much no much um, no much underestimate or nothing or who underestimating or who because all we are people I don't know races in any case. Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing with us your opinion, Arlet. I'm going to
Okay,
share.
teacher.
I'm going to continue, excuse me, with Marcela. Marcela, I would
Okay, teacher.
for population and why? Is there any situation or any experience?
Teacher, I would like, yes, I would like work with the poor population because uh, I can um, I can teach, but also I can learn for them. Um, uh, in my opinion, is very important uh, that the Emmanuel opinion about the vocation for to
Mhm.
teach. For me, the whole population is equal. For me, no, for be poor or rich population is different. For me, is equal, and I I teach no all no only teach. I think I learn this situation, learn they they people. For me, this experience would like reach and no more teacher.
Okay, thank you very much. You're right. So, after listening to you, all your opinions, all your ideas about this topic, first of all, I want to congratulate you. Yes, because although you didn't watch the video, you could understand the idea, the main idea of this topic. So I would like to share with you some comments. Yes, I write some recommendations about some mistakes that I find while I was listening to you, right? So please pay attention of the about this because it's very important and useful for you, right? Take into account, please, that is a constructive comment, right? It's not a critical bad comment and feel good because I'm helping you to improve, especially the grammar, right? When you're speaking. So I would like to start with this. And I heard very much situations. In this case, we have to take into account that very much it doesn't sense with this sentence. So the correct expression in this case will be many situations, right? We have to take into account countable or uncountable nouns. In this case, we can count a situation. For that reason, the correct expression is many, right? You can count, for example, an object, yes, a mirror, a cell phone, any other thing that you can count, you will use many, right? But if you can't count that noun, that in this case object no apply, you can use much, right? For example, when you say thank you very much, because you can't count the things, right? Okay, the second is this is a grammar mistake. Children's, that's incorrect because singular the singular noun is children is child, yes, and when you talk about two or more, you have to say children without s finishing this word, right? That's incorrect. Another word is ambiental, but it doesn't exist. The correct word is environmental, but I believe that's a question of vocabulary that you can improve it, of course. In another situation that it's a relevant situation when you're talking about any topic or explaining any situation is the possessive adjectives. Yes, take into account my, his, her, our, their. That is important. Don't worry about it because I know you're learning and we're learning together, right? For example, if you tell me about children, you say they like, and then you have to explain another thing, and you was telling me you're, but we're not talking about me. Yes, we're talking about the children, and you have to say their. That's the correct possessive adjective. So I'm going to continue with they not. Yes, for example, if you are going to talk about an action, for example, work, I'm going to use this verb. They not work. No, that's incorrect because you have to say the use the correct auxiliary. In this case, don't. You're using present simple tense. Yes, that's our recommendation. And one of the most relevant situations is the use of have and has, right? The verb tener, yes? Because you have to take into account that you just use has with third person, he, she, it, if you talk about an object or a situation or an animal, right? And the plural, in the plural now, you can use have. You have to use, right? And I'm going to continue with the pronunciation with this combination, th. When you're pronouncing a word with th, we have to take into account the correct fluent of pronunciation of the correct order of your mouth. Yes, in this case, your tongue. You don't have to say I think. No, I think, right? Again, um, when you're using to follow with verbs, for example, they like work, or I like work. I prefer, or the correct way to say that is I like to work because you're using to follow it verbs. Yes, like and verb, a main verb and the auxiliary verb. Yes. And my last recommendation is the use of is and are, right? Because moreover, perhaps it's a mistake if you don't care when you're talking because you don't pay attention about it or you forget it. So my recommendation is use the is and are, is according to the mounts, because sometimes you can say we the teachers is, and that's incorrect. You have to say we the teachers, all of the teachers are. Yes, because we're talking about a plural noun, right? And those are my recommendations for you. Please take it and take them into account. uh, I want to you can improve your English level with the reason I comment you and trying to explain you step by step about possible mistakes, right? But don't worry, I can understand. We're learning, and the idea is we can improve all our mistakes in each encounter. And I believe it's time, or I would like to work with you um, some topics about grammar. I don't know what would do you think about it, if you consider it's relevant, but I believe that's relevant for you. But because, for example, in our last encounter, one of you I don't remember who told me that would like to know about the phrasal verbs. I can't believe it. Because it's a hard topic when you're learning English, right? But when you have a doubt, a question about grammar, please tell me. And I believe it's very important that you share your ideas, or if you feel uncomfortable with any situation while we're learning our encounters, please tell me, right? But I believe it's very useful for you that you can start with some grammar topics in our encounters in order to improve our pronunciation fluence, and in order to can get more vocabulary. Yes. So that is all for today, guys. I want to congratulate you. I'm grateful with you for all your participation throughout of our encounters. I know you're learning, and thank you very much for sharing with me your experiences, your ideas, and moreover, I appreciate you're responsible with all of our encounters, right? You have
Okay,
any
teacher.
question?
Thanks.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. Okay, guys, that is all for today. I wish you a nice
For your
night.
feedback.
Okay, thanks for you. I
Okay.
don't know
Okay,
where,
teacher.
right? Bye bye, guys.
Bye
Bye bye,
bye.
teacher.
Bye.
Bye bye,
Bye,
partner.
teacher. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, partners.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.